Everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast, and we can finally wrap up the NFL season with the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl and Jalen Hurts winning the MVP. Man, what a game. Look, I'm not surprised with the winner of this game. I am surprised with the just absolute shocking devastation of a defense that I was pretty high on. Just kind of through the playoffs for this Eagles team, and I was just like, when these matchups were happening, I was just like, as you look at it, even before the playoffs, it was just like, Eagles, if they can get to the big dance, okay, because everybody pretty much had the Chiefs as a lock for the most part getting to the Super Bowl, right? And I was thinking like, the Eagles probably will give the Chiefs the biggest run for their money out of any team in NFL overall. All right, and boy, did they give them their run for their money. This was just a total defensive effort. Look, the first drive, they got robbed of a potential scoring opportunity. Look, you can get on that first penalty of AJ Brown on offensive pass interference. Technically wasn't sure, but I just think the contact warner flag that early in the game that can definitely kill the momentum, and I thought it would. The Eagles were rolling offensively. Jalen Hurts made a nice pass, right? So that kind of got me irritated, but they overcame that and were able to score, I believe, on their second drive or whatever. The defense, man, they were lighting up Mahomes all night. Mahomes didn't stand a chance. It's very reminiscent, if not worse, than what happened in Tampa against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And that defense, I think the Eagles defense was a lot more vicious and hellacious. Okay, this final score, not really indicative of the actual, these are chunk yards at the end of the game and stuff like that. Mahomes threw some very bad interceptions. All right, Mahomes clearly looked like the outclassed quarterback in this contest. All right. But defense wins championships. The offense did what it needed to do. They ran an efficient game. Look, Saquon Barkley is not gonna get talked about much in this game. But I felt the yards he got, there were tough yards. Tough yards. He ran the ball, and it was a combination of Jalen Hurts getting 72 yards rushing as well. They got over 100 yards rushing, which was needed. So good. They knew that the Chiefs, probably the best team in the NFL, is stopping the run, and they knew the Eagles most likely knew that this wasn't going to be a game where Saquon Barkley was going to go off. Didn't think that at all, but I figured this has to be a game where they could not abandon the run, and Jalen Hurts is going to have to pick his spots when he wants to throw the ball. Boy, did he, especially that bomb to set to Devontae Smith. Absolutely amazing, man. For Jalen Hurts' legacy, for me, I was never of the mindset that Jalen Hurts needs to be this elite quarterback to be throwing yards all over the place. But boy, if you want to get in the pissing match with him throwing the football, and making him score, he will do that with the best of them if push comes to shove. All right. As far as look, Patrick Mahomes, man. The fact that they were even in this game to be in a three-peat is really impressive. Okay, I'm not going to bash Patrick Mahomes. I think a lot of quarterbacks would have struggled in this game. To make a Patrick Mahomes look like that, you think Josh Allen would have done better in this game? You think Lamar Jackson would have done better in this game? There's just so many other elements to this defense that was very difficult and challenging, and Mahomes had a problem. I'm not making excuses for Mahomes. I just think a lot of quarterbacks would have struggled. A lot of them would. In this game. All right. Which makes that game with Jalen Daniels against Commanders very impressive. Despite them getting blown out, it was very impressive with a rookie to handle himself against that defense, man. Really good. And then you got to credit Matt Stafford, too, as well, in that game. When you look at it, I was almost like the de facto NFC Championship game. But I digress, though, man. What a game. Look, people are going to think that this game is a snooze fest. I was all into this game. For me, the game was very entertaining because you wanted to see I was very impressed with the defensive effort. This was a defensive game. And look, I was texting with some of my friends. I was just like, I was like, this is halfway through their quarter. I was like, the Chiefs should probably consider pulling out Mahomes. It's crazy, right? Crazy. And I was like, they won't do that. To get it, but he was getting lit up. Okay, the one last shot he got in the strip sack fumble, whatever it was, and got hit in the face. He was getting clocked. I was surprised Mahomes was able to stay upright all game, and able to complete it. But I was getting fearful that he might get knocked out this game. The Chiefs O-line just couldn't block. Eagles. Look, we get it. This was a horrible mismatch for the Chiefs. Okay, I always thought that the O-line and D-line fronts was just going to be too big and too strong for the Chiefs, but I get it. A lot of people are picking the Chiefs because of like history. I get it, credibility. It's their third Super Bowl appearance. I don't blame you for picking the Chiefs to win this game. But you got when it comes to these title games, you got to throw legacy and history out the door, and you got to look at the game for what it is and what each team brings and what potential problems they're going to bring. And for Travis, Travis Kelce. One of the first sacks or one of the major hits or sacks on Mahomes with Travis Kelce. He needs to retire, man. He looks slow out there. He had a weak block on Sweat and got Mahomes. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible performance on Travis Kelce's part. D-Hop drop ball. But that's what happens when the defense is making Mahomes scurry around. All right, defense wins the championship. If you can get the other quarterback running around and getting him overthinking, he's gonna make mistakes. And Mahomes made a lot of mistakes. It was bad. It was bad, but credit to the Chiefs for being there and everything. Then it was just, and also too. For the coaching side of things, the Eagles front office management, all that stuff, for Nick Sirianni to win this championship is good for him. I know he's taking a lot of heat. The guy is still a little loose, a little crazy, a little madman, but he fits for this team and the guys in the locker room. Despite all the drama and stuff like that, they got it done, and they can't take the Super Bowl away from him. You can't take away his 2 Super Bowl appearances with a championship away from him. Okay, is Nick Sirianni one of the best coaches in the NFL? I don't know, but all I can say is he's done a damn good job for this football team and this organization. And his methods and methodologies may not be for everybody, but it works for this team, and he deserves the credit. He deserves the credit and should get the respect of some of the top coaches in the NFL. But I don't know where you rank him and all that stuff. But hey, he's probably one of the few coaches now that has an actual Super Bowl championship, and one that's recent and with an appearance as well. You know what I'm saying? So look, as a Steelers fan, I can't get on Mike. I can't complain about Nick Sirianni when we have Mike Tomlin. We haven't been in the Super Bowl in a long time. Okay, Eagles front office, ownership, management, excellent job. You know Howie Roseman, he always knows how to just flip this roster all the time, making trades, X, Y, and Z. They won a championship 7 years ago, and here they are. After that championship in 2018 or 2017 season, they come back. In those 7 years, have 2 Super Bowl appearances and now a second championship captured for their franchise. That being said, man, if you're Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys fans, you got to be kicking yourself in the head right now, right? Or kicking yourself in the rear end right now. This is a team. This is an organization that's shown how to get it done, and they've shown the blueprint in the National Football League. How to get it done, how to make appearances and win a championship. Okay, and they've done that in 7 years. And for the Dallas Cowboys, what have they done? You know what I'm saying? That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for a team like the Eagles to be in your division and the Dallas Cowboys to be America's so-called team, and that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things to break down for this game that I'm not going to get into, but overall, I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. I was really rooting for Jalen Hurts more than anybody. I think Jalen Hurts has gotten a lot of criticism. Some deservingly so, but for the most part unfair. Will this elevate him in elite quarterback class? You know what? People still won't have that. That was a huge debate going into this game if Jalen Hurts is going to be labeled as an elite quarterback with the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes. Well, he has a championship, and not only does he have a championship, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not going to look. The numbers is going to say that. Oh well, Mahomes had 3 more yards. But Hurts protected the ball. He had 1 interception that didn't cost them. It didn't net the Chiefs any points. Okay, and the rest he just had the better plays, man. Honestly, so and he seemed like he was a little more efficient. Patrick Mahomes was just getting knocked up and tagged, get sacked 6 times. Hurt got sacked twice. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? He protected the football. Did what he needed to do. The defense ate. Okay. I wouldn't have had a problem if, as a whole, the whole defense probably should win MVP, honestly. But Sweat played very well. Cooper DeJean, the young rookie in the pick 6, amazing. He's going to be a star in his football league for years to come. Absolutely, man. Look, I know football fans or general fans aren't going to enjoy this game or watch it. I thought it was great. Okay, but for Jalen Hurts, I think I can put him in the elite category in terms of the quarterback, because he's going to do what's required to win the game. That's all you need your quarterback to do. And he wasn't the problem. And he ran. He was mobile. He did a lot of good things. and definitely learn from the last Super Bowl. It seemed like the Eagles needed to go through that crappy season last year in terms of how it ended, to being in the championship game and winning it and beating arguably a team that's in the midst of a dynasty. This is not the end of the Patrick Mahomes dynasty, the Patrick Mahomes era, nothing like that. Patrick Mahomes, he can't win it all. All right, that's just not going to happen. All right, it's going to take. It's the fact that they're even there 3 years in a row is impressive. So I know. Look, I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm not going to hate on them. And look, it was getting weird with the officiating, but it seemed like the Eagles got their share of penalties against the Chiefs, which is good. So officiating didn't dictate this game too much, which I really appreciate. And then on the side, I mean, look, the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, I had no problem. I loved it. I loved all of it. I know people are hating on it, saying it was boring, all this stuff. I mean, if you don't know Kendrick Lamar and how he performs and everything, it was beautiful. It was good having Sammy on there. It was great. Also, too, is commercials are all lame. All the commercials are trash. There's only maybe one commercial I laughed at, maybe two, barely, but that was it. Not good at all. All right, so but overall though, man, I mean the Super Bowl, it was I can see it being a snooze fest. I can see why people didn't like the halftime show. Whatever, man. I mean, and also too the back to commercials, the Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg anti-hate commercial. I mean that was a weird ass commercial, very cringe. And I don't know what they were talking about. Nobody talks like that. I don't know. It was just goofy. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff around the game and the advertising and commercials and all that stuff. But for the game itself, though, really good. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching the Eagles defense. I think this is going to be defense that people are going to remember for ages. And because of who they went up against, usually a defense that's this dominant and has a performance like this is usually with the team, usually gets remembered a lot more when it's going up against an all-time great quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes, right? So very great defensive effort. Great for Jalen Hurts and his squad, man. Y'all know what y'all think about the game and everything against the Chiefs and the Eagles winning, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.